Have you ever seen that 1944 movie Gaslight, with Charles Boyd tries to manipulate his wife Ingrid Bergman into believing that she's descending into insanity? Yeah, gaslighting is a real form of psychological manipulation.
And it's all about sowing doubt and confusion, and some spouses still resort to it when their marriage starts spinning out of control. We've got trial lawyer Jordan Jenkins, who knows it all too well. Hear how spouses can be manipulated. Her book is War or Peace: Avoid the Destruction of Divorce. She joins us now to talk about dealing with a spouse lying to you. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
Hey, how can these lies end a marriage?
Oh, well, if your spouse is lying to you and making you think that you're going crazy, I think that would be a bad thing. The problem is knowing for sure whether they're really gaslighting you or not. And, you got to look for repetitious patterns of manipulation. It's not just a single instance. My husband tells me all the time, I forgot something, but I do. I actually do forget stuff. So you got to be careful. But if it's purposeful, then something bad is going on.
Jordan, this is something that I think everybody needs to be educated on, because gaslighting happens in a lot of different relationship settings, at work, at home, at church, you name it, it happens there. What are some warning signs of a gaslighter?
Look for common phrases, and you can find these online. There's been a lot written about gaslighting lately. You must be going crazy. That's not what happened. For heaven's sake, you're imagining things. I didn't say that. You're the one who said it. So one of the things that I tell people, if you think you're being gaslighted, keep a record. Start writing these conversations down and keep a record of the conversations that you're having or the events as they happen, so that you can go back and look and see, no, I'm not losing my mind. This is what happened.
Now, how can gaslighting a spouse manipulate their way into harming your relationship with your children?
Oh, this is one of the things that a gaslighter does. One of the evidences of gaslighting is that they're trying to isolate you from your friends and family. And it's not just your parents or your uncle or, your close friends. It's also your children. And so they're talking bad about you. They're saying that you don't remember. They're saying you're losing your mind. They're telling these folks that there's something wrong with you. And so if they're telling your children this, and your children believe it, then they're alienating you from your kids. And that's a bad thing.
Well, what are some tips for divorcing a gaslighter?
Well, one of the problems is being sure that you are being gaslighted. Like I said, look for repetition in these kinds of comments, but keep a record. Go back and look at your own account of events or conversations that he's been describing differently later on. Separate yourself when he says, he starts an argument. I didn't say that. You're the one that said it. Walk away from that. Try and change the topic of the conversation. Challenge the gaslighter. Don't let him put you down. One of the things that they do is they make you feel bad about yourself. They talk bad about you to you. And so don't let him do that. If he's trying to confuse you, he's trying to demoralize you. If you walk away and you show that his behavior is not bothering you, and by the way, I'm talking about him, it's not always a him, but I saw the movie Gaslight when I was 15 and I have never forgotten it.
Right?
That's one of the things I never forgot, right? It's very powerful. It's a 1944 film, but it is very accurate. So watch it if you can. And that's, and then you just need to separate yourself. Seek the help of others. Seek your friends. See if they can confirm that you're remembering things correctly. And once you become more sure of yourself, then you'll become more sure that the decision to leave is a good one.
Dropping gems today. This is good.
Very good.
Well, the expert is Jordan Jenkins. Thank you so much for joining us. The book is War or Peace: Avoid the Destruction of Divorce. You know what? We need to write a lot of this down.
Oh, I know. I'm going to go back.
Yes, death to all the gaslighters. Thank you so much.